my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the energy of the week ahead. We're going to be doing a pick a card version. So allow yourself to be intuitively drawn to the card, the pile that speaks to you. I do have a little bit of a different perspective here today. I am shuffling from my office desk in my apothecary space. So what I love about this is you can kind of like watch the clouds and the birds flying back and forth. Normally we're at my working altar that I use for creating oils and fixing candles for my customers. But I did want to switch it up today because my altar there is completely covered in candle wax and all the herbs that you can possibly imagine. So if these readings resonate with you and speak directly to you, do make sure that you check out BehatiLove notes. That is where I shuffle and pull for my smaller collective on a more intimate level daily, every other day, as well as pull astrology charts for them. That being said, there are a few things that I really think that we should pay attention to this week, that you should pay attention to this week. The fact that Uranus is entering the sign of Gemini, holy crap, July 7th. That's going to be huge. That's going to be at 3:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, we have this beautiful trine between Venus and Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrograde has been doing some massive damage control and also applying damage to the areas of our life that don't serve us. So really leaning into this energy is super important. We also have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn July 10th, and Saturn is going to go retrograde July 13th. So this week already, it's important that you know these different aspects. It's going to be a game changer to say the very least. So I'm really interested in seeing what comes up for us in the tarot cards, in the oracle cards. Every single card deck that I'm working with will be linked down below. I do have some new cards that I've been gravitating towards. If you know me, you know that I pretty much am drawn to the same decks, although I have a lot of decks. I'm still drawn to the same deck, so for me to switch this up is pretty unique. We're definitely going to be tapping into forest energy, flower energy, earth energy, because my heart, my space is there. So the decks are going to be linked down below. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I'll be live shuffling for each of you. I'll meet you guys at your timestamps. This is pile number 1, message number 2, and message number 3. All right, my loves, if you chose the first message, this is for you. Live shuffling. What is the energy, the messages, the things that you need to hear for the week ahead? What do they need to hear, see, feel, receive? Angels and guides from the highest lights of the universe, we thank you so much for your presence. We thank you so much for community. We thank you so much for, oh, I heard the word disguise. Disguise, like having a disguise, a mask, a front, a facade. Plaster. I'm seeing plaster, the energy of plaster. What's this about? The moon. Oh my goodness. This card right here is tricky. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I heard for someone here, don't give it up. Don't give it up. Don't invest in something here. Don't give it up. Interesting because, again, the Capricorn full moon is July 10th. You're going to probably see some more information coming. Someone's trying to swindle here, guys. I don't like to start off, quote unquote, negative, I guess, or shocking. But if you chose this message, be really careful of your of a desire or wanting to buy in, sell into someone's idea, someone's concept. There's more to this than meets the eye. This could be a loss for you, or it's a loss for someone else, because the way that they're moving, it almost seems like once you invest and give them money, they're going to lose it, even though they're thinking that they might amplify it. When it comes to commitment is being called into question. You cannot buy what this person is selling. 7 of Pentacles, you need to do your research. You need to take a step back. You need to do your research, check, double check. For someone here, I'm getting air conditioning, or someone who works with their hands, little tangible things. Make sure that you're doing your checks with this person. Reviews, if they don't have reviews, it's not worth Five of Wands, you're going to have a hell of a time getting your money back or getting your investment back from them. If you do go along with this, be really careful. I was saying this, the Capricorn full moon is happening July 10th. Saturn retrograde, July 13th, connects us back to karma. You, be really careful who your Six of Swords, interesting, Knight of Swords. This is, Six of Swords is the go somewhere else. Find something else that you can trust that is more trustworthy is what it is that I'm hearing. Someone's putting on a facade. I'm also seeing trying to fix something, well, not even fix. It's like you're covering it up instead of fixing it. That's a problem. I'm seeing someone plastering in, like over a crack. Ace of Wands. There's, I don't know, they don't want to put their energy or effort into this. Four of Pentacles, they're being stingy, greedy, holding back. They're also, Spirit is telling you to hold on to your coins, your investment, don't lose it. Two of Wands, again, explore your options. That's wild. That's wild. This is a very clear message here. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle from the Woodland Wardens deck. Love this deck. See what comes up. Would be really interested in seeing and hearing what this is about. If you hear any noise in the background, my daughter's playing with Daddy. An ending. Interesting. Reversed. I'm also hearing a means to an end. Question loyalty here. Go to places where people, wow, bad luck. Yeah, you're going to want to, if you have a soft heart, like you want to, if you have a soft heart and you're thinking about hiring someone because of a sad story, taking someone in, I would pray for them. This would be those situations where it's like, the best thing that I can do is send you good energy and pray for you. It feels also, I don't want to say this, but, ew, I hate this, the way that this is making me feel. I don't want to say this, but I think it's important because I'm getting the image. Making sure that you're like locking your windows, not letting someone in. A maintenance man? Oh my God, stop. I have not gotten a reading like this in a long time. Do not open the door for bad luck to come and find you, or persons with bad luck. Do not touch hands energy with people who you don't know. There is such a thing as energy transfer. If someone has a good reputation, if you know this person and that vibes feel off, trust your instinct first. Someone here is going to choose to stay home and cook. I'm also getting the smell of curry, like curry chicken, curry food. Do that. What other animals? Let's see. What an interesting start. Goose. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Yeah. I guess a way to work with this in a more lighter energy is someone here will need to be off the radar and disappear. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. But I see this as not what you want to do. I see this as like not hiding, but like falling back. You do not need to be manatee. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Someone here is, you know what? Okay, guys. Okay, wow. So with the manatee, you know how like people throughout time, throughout history, they thought like they were always mistaking manatees as mermaids. If you don't know that, that's just like an interesting fact. I always found that so interesting. I live in a place where manatees are always swimming by, and people panic. If you're not from the area, you'll panic when you see this big thing moving through the water. But those of us who are local, we're like, oh, that's just manatees. They're harmless, but also don't touch them because they're protected. But if you don't know what you're looking at, you'd think it's a shark. The thing is like the manatee's not out here trying to convince people that it's not a manatee, that it's a mermaid, or that it's a shark. You just don't know what it is that you're looking at, and you can jump to a conclusion. Here, I feel like it's important that you not trust something from what your eyes believe about it. Give it time to prove itself. If this is an investment, I would not move forward with an investment here, a major investment. I would fact check. I would do my research. I would pay whatever I need to, hire a professional to do some digging, to tell me what it is that I need to know before I go any further. I would not trust someone's word of mouth. If you say that you're a professional, I need to see your records. It's not your records, your degree, whatever the case is. I would bring it to a lawyer. I would bring it to whoever and like move through it with a fine-tooth comb. If you're buying jewelry, you make sure that that is solid gold. You know what I mean? Like those type of energies here. What is Spirit saying directly to? What is the voice or the message? You've got time. Yep, they're saying you do not need to rush through this. You do not need to be hustled. You don't need to, that you have options is meaningful. That means explore your options. You did have that. You had the Seven of Pentacles. Explore your options. Don't choose the first thing. They chose you. That to me, oh my God, I really, you got to be careful. So let's say if you're, if you just don't be in a position where you could be caught off guard. Don't be in a position where you could be taken advantage of. Don't be in a position where you would be caught slipping. Stay vigilant. Also, what they chose you, it just feels like a targeted thing. Like, I'm not speaking that over you. In fact, like, I'm speaking protection over you right now. This is such an interesting reading, guys. Like, this is such an interesting reading. I wasn't trying to, like, come on here and, you know, fearmonger or anything like that. Let's shuffle from this deck and let's see what's going on here. I just see this as, like, don't... Oh, or they'll be like, oh, this person will buy what I'm selling. It's like, you got the wrong one, buddy. You got the wrong one, pal. Divine timing. Interesting. I see this as waiting for divine timing. Positivity. Interesting. Clarity, but this card was reversed. I would wait for a better opportunity. I would be positive and hopeful for a better opportunity. I would wait for the energy to feel better. I would not force and push something to happen if it didn't feel aligned. Interesting with so many planets right now, retrograde, moving, transitioning, squaring, tackling. Neptune is currently retrograde right now. That started July 4th. There's a lot of energy that's up in the air, kind of moving unsettled. So when it comes to finances, commitment, bonds, decision-making, heavy decision-making, I would allow myself, especially if you are in a highly emotional space in your life right now, I would give some time for my emotions to clear, for things to settle. You do not need to rush into making a choice, a decision. Also, a little further on down the line, July 18th, we have Mercury retrograde starting in the sign of Leo. And it almost feels like Mercury retrograde is just... Actually, no, it doesn't. Like, Mercury retrograde is going to be a blessing because I just feel like there's something cracked underneath the surface that needs to be dealt with and addressed. If you have the energy to go digging and looking for it, Spirit minimally says just don't willingly invest or buy into what someone is selling immediately. Do your research. And if they're trying to hustle you further and be like, oh, well, if you don't act now, you're going to miss an opportunity. Okay, well, I guess I just missed an opportunity. Like, a person who has your best interest would not hustle you into being like, okay, you're about to miss this. The last message here is, introspection. Yeah. From the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. I love this deck. I'll link it down below for you guys because I've been shuffling with it ever since I got it. I've been using it for my manifestation course workshop that I've been doing. I need another name for it other than workshop. So if you guys have any ideas, because workshop is not it. It's just like the deepest dive, manifestation deep dive. Like, maybe I'll just call it that. But I've been working with this mushroom deck and it's really been serving. Yeah, introspection is doing the work, doing the, like, getting some insight, getting some additional clarity, taking some time for yourself, not needing to give an answer right now, really evaluating where your needs are, what you're feeling, what you want, getting a picture for your future, And I also feel like taking a step back to allow the universe to kind of pop off some fireworks. It is 4th of July weekend after all, or was. There definitely is going to be some fireworks going off. I just don't want you guys to have the firework in your hand when it goes off. Okay? So I'm sending you guys all of my love. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you love these readings and you want to go dive deeper, BehatiLove knows is where it's at. It is, again, my little collective community. I shuffle and pull for them every other day. Astrology. I just came back from a little mini vacation. So for those of you guys that are subscribed there, you're going to see me shuffling, pulling again. We've been consistently doing that last year and this year. It's been so awesome. One of my favorite parts of the day, and just so nourishing for me both. For me and you both. I love the feedback that I've been getting from you guys. We've really been watering the roots. So, and the journal prompts, all of it. Also, the manifestation course, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call it a manifestation course. The manifestation deep dive is active right now. However, if you're watching from the future present, I invite you to check out the link for that down below, because it has been the deepest dive every day. Not too deep where you drown or you can't come up. You hear her screaming. But deep enough that you can do some beautiful healing work and feel supported throughout it. It's been a magical process. It has helped me too. So I will link it down below as well. Until then, thank you guys so much for allowing me to shuffle and to connect with your energies. And I'm going to now transition to message number 2. Really interested in seeing what they get. All right, my loves, if you chose message 2, this one is for you. What do they need to see, hear, feel, receive? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I just heard goddess. The world card. I heard this isn't going to last. Strength card reversed. This, if you're feeling powerless or disconnected, this isn't going to last. It's I'm seeing someone, I got a vision of someone's fingernails, like fingernails are cracking or fracturing or something, or breaking easily right now, like someone here might need to look into their nutrients, their body balance. Even taking vitamins, someone here might be like their body is probably naturally removing the vitamin, like it's not absorbing the vitamin. So you need to look into how to help your body absorb your vitamins. Let's say you're taking vitamins, but your energy is still depleted. Sometimes the electrolyte stuff chemistry is off. Very interesting. It has more. It's not the quality of the vitamins. It's your body's ability to absorb. So someone here needs to look into that. Interesting. Very interesting. That's why, like, nails are breaking or brittle, or there's like a little moon or spots, like speckles on your fingers. Yeah, I'm getting like energy feels lethargic. It's not going to last. Queen of Wands. Wow. She's literally the card of feeling lethargic. Ace of Cups. Yep. Replenishment, watering. Six of Cups. Is this a reoccurring? Actually, no, this is talking about something else. What are you talking about? Five of Cups. Interesting, my loves. So if you chose this pile, I want you to be very cautious and careful about being emotionally overloaded. This could be the desire to show up for everybody and everything without checking in with yourself. There's a need to water your own roots. You might be going through loss, or you might be working on your own healing. You might be feeling feelings, like just feeling the feels. And for some of you guys, you might be like, where is this coming from? It might be the world. It might be the emotion of the world. It might be pouring into you a little bit. Grounding and moving the energy. I'm seeing some of you guys moving the energy, using your hands. I didn't realize I moved this a little bit. Using your hands to move the energy, to move the chi, to help it flow through your body. And then, I don't say cutting off, but creating a barrier, a boundary, so that you're not so graciously absorbing like a sponge collective vibes. Wearing crystals for a lot of you guys is very, very helpful. And I'm also hearing the word considerate of your energy. For some of you guys, you may not necessarily gravitate to like bloodstone. That's something that you might look into, or hematite, but it is really important because it's considerate of your energy. It considers how this might be impacting you. Especially if you're a bleeding heart. If you're going through something right now that's emotionally tricky, tumultuous, give yourself the space to feel your feelings. This is not going to be something that lasts forever, but it's important that you're not holding on to this forever. Unpack, journal about it, release, go on walks. Try not to be that person that tries to swallow, strength here, that tries to swallow their feelings and just be like, I'm brave, this isn't impacting me. It is not a sign of strength that you don't allow your tears to fall. It's a sign of your inability to kind of trust the power of your body, to your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual body, to do what it does to remain in a state of healthy balance. Allowing your tears to flow is important. Allowing joy to be felt is important. It doesn't also need to be death. This is about release. This is about letting it out. This is about letting it go. For someone here, you may be processing something that is ending or needs to end, and you might be trying to hold on. You also have the Six of Wands here, which is the card of encouragement, how I see it today. It's very encouraging, even though it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes when you're in the dark, you don't feel encouraged. Judgment card. Yeah, this is rebirth, renewal, reassessment, reevaluation. Not on your terms, but the divine's terms is what it is that I'm hearing. And that is even better. The outcomes will be even better than you could possibly imagine, even if it means that you have to exchange what it is that you're holding onto and gripping onto for what the divine wishes to give you now. It's a very powerful place that you're in right now. Can you trust the divine and the universe's blessings that they wish to exchange and give you in your hands? Innocence. Interesting. The mouse and the buttercup. Sweetness, tininess. Healing. Yeah, someone here is resisting their healing. This card is reversed. You're resisting your healing. You need to nourish yourself through your feels. Yeah, trust in the invisible. With this snail, trust in the invisible, trust in the unknown, trust in the unseen support. But it's felt. If you sit with it, you'll feel it. Someone here feels bad for crying or feels true love. Wow. Challenges, emotional challenges. I think the challenge here is in letting go and allowing a relationship or something to evolve. The confidence in the divine, the confidence within yourself, the confidence in this relationship, the confidence in the future. Having the confidence in it. Yeah, your body. It's so important that you allow yourself, you allow your physical bodies, we were just talking about that, to do what they have to do. I know it's not easy. At the very bottom of the deck, you have loneliness too. So someone here might be feeling a little... It's so interesting because you have loneliness, but you also have true love. So if you are alone, it's not going to be for very much longer. It's important that you release and let go because it allows you to be flexible and loosen your grip so you're able to receive. The universe does have a blessing here for you. Right now, it's important that you're processing those feelings. Yeah, connecting with your energy body. And then you also have healing here too. So interesting. For someone here, you might be healing family roots. You might be focusing on generational healing. Very, very important. Very, very important because this is going to be integral to the blessings that the universe is preparing for you to manifest in the future. Interesting too because I'm doing this manifestation workshop. I just said this to the first group. I don't like to call it workshop, but it's manifesting deep dive. That's what I think I'm going to call it for now. Look, honor thyself, honor your feelings. And one of the ways to receive is to first let go. And I guide us all through the position of letting go. There's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. There's a deeper reason for why you might be stuck on this question. There's a deeper reason why you need to hear this from this person. There's a deeper reason why you need this. Sometimes we have to find that answer within ourselves or within our own processing and unpacking, not from the person, because the person themselves doesn't have the answer to what we are seeking. They represent what we are looking for, and that's why we're asking that person. I hope that makes sense. It's not only about being right. It's not only about being right. This means like this is about doing not what is easy, but doing what is needed, doing what is healthy. Also, this is about letting go of trying to prove your own perspective, trying to force an outcome, making sure for someone here, you might be expecting the worst out of something and someone, and you're about to get the best version of them, but you may not allow yourself to receive their joy, their blessing, their love, because you are so convinced that people are evil and that, but you really came across a good person. The card that you have here is isolation. Yeah, someone here I really feel is choosing to be isolated, alone. And I think in some ways it's time for you to unpack why you feel safer solo and why it's important for you to connect and rely on others, especially when it comes to things that feel more vulnerable, that make you feel more vulnerable. When I see it's not about being right, I feel like it's you needing to be like, see, I told you, you can't trust these people. You can't trust this. You can't do this. I feel like it's important that you kind of loosen up your grip, and loosen up the grip, meaning like what you hold on to, your beliefs, and how people move, how people operate, because that's how you've seen it. It's something that needs to let go. That's a perspective that is ready to shift. The universe is trying to shift you through that. So one thing to challenge yourself with this week is being flexible with being vulnerable, being flexible and opening up to the idea of being supported, being flexible and allowing things to work out. What if things did go right? What if I knew I wasn't going to fail? What if I knew this was a good thing? How would I approach this differently? That's one way to shift your energy. And again, I talk about that in the manifestation course. We dive into that very, very deeply. So if you would like to check that out, the links for that will be down below. Until then, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your energy. And I'll see you guys in my next one, moving on to message number 3. Okay, honeys, if you chose message 3, this is your reading. Oh, I was just about to say, let me see if anything comes through visually, intuitively, because the last 2 piles I've just been channeling just so easily and effortlessly. And for you guys, I saw a pond, like water pond. It's definitely a pond. It's not as big as a lake. It's not an ocean. It's a pond. I'm seeing the life, the emphasis on life that is in such a small little creation. How important it is, how impactful it is. And if you don't know that it's important, ask the life that lives there. It's a safe place. It's a place for food. It's a place to rest. I'm not sure why Spirit is referring to that, but that's what they're talking to. I'm seeing the symbolism of frogs and tadpoles and life starting over and ecosystem and balance. 5 of Pentacles, interesting. The Chariot card. These go together. I'm thinking the difference that you make. Queen of Cups reverse, 4 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles and the Devil card. This means I just feel like someone here has a grip or a hold, or wanting to keep things status quo, wanting to keep things normal. I feel nourished, I feel supported, I feel comfortable here. My loves, if you're the Queen of Cups, you have to ask yourself, as much as this is nourishing you, is it nourishing me? Very valid question. You make a big difference in people's lives, or you make a huge difference in one person's life. Do they make a difference in yours? A positive difference? You're my baby. She's playing with your dad. We have the Chariot card and the Five of Pentacles. I just really am getting a strong sense of moving forward into the energy of replenishment or asking for what it is that you're worth. For someone here, this is about asking for a raise, talking about financial investments, and putting it on paper, committing to it. Knight of Pentacles. The Devil card, I don't necessarily see this as a negative thing in this reading. I see this as put it in writing, signed, sealed, delivered, and notarized. Like, so that it's a sure thing. I also feel like you're deserving of this. It's going to help you to move forward more confidently, more vibrant. It's going to help, again, to fill your cup up. For some of you guys, you may have been operating from a space of lack or just not wanting to ask for too much, and you're breaking out of that. With the Four of Wands reversed here, this could be the card of separation and splitting or divorce if it's Four of Wands, connected to the home environment. But I just feel like you could be divorcing or splitting away from energies, like a past self, like a past version of self that you were like, okay, this was acceptable then, but now you're like, in order for me to continue to thrive, or I know my worth, I know my value, I'm going to need to receive this. And it does seem like it comes through like a promise, like it does come through. For me, it's giving finances, but for someone else, it could be, someone here, it could be like a relationship or a commitment. Queen of Swords means that, reversed, you may have needed to really strongly speak up for this. You may have needed, someone here might actually been like, I don't like this version of you. Like they might be saying that to you. I don't like this version of you. But that's on them. Queen of Swords is mean. If you have gotten to the point, I think for many of you guys, if you've gotten to the point where you're Queen of Swords reversing it, it's because what you've been asking for, Five of Pentacles, has been, Five of Pentacles is this energy of lack, not having the energy reciprocated or not having the investment met. You've been stretching from a space of minimal for too long. This is like you working for a company, a corporation, and they're paying you a little bit above minimum wage, but you're working like a manager, like a CEO. And you know your worth, you know your value. They just don't want to pay that to you. So you have done all of your checks. You've passed all of the tests. You've clearly proven. And you start to say, listen, I am going to accept a job elsewhere that's going to pay me what I deserve. And I just signed the paperwork. So soon they're going to... It's good though, because you don't want to be in a space where you start to get burnt out or you start getting pulled out of your character and you're not able to be happy and to thrive. For someone here, you may actually see that it's time for you to kind of reassess. Eight of Swords, yeah. You might have some anxiety here, some fear speaking up or some fear starting. I also saw the Fool card here. There might be a fear with starting. Wow, Nine of Swords here too. A lot of fear. It's more in the mind, or there's energies that are around. It might be like contagious. People being like, wait, what? Like, you can't leave? Like, yeah, actually I can. So there might be some fear here with starting a fresh start in your life, a new chapter, a new you. Maybe this is the version of you that kind of like speaks up and speaks out, and that might be new for others. I might have to go soon. I might have to take a little break. And Three of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands. For someone here, again, like there might be some achy, some heartache. There might be some like, this is difficult. This is difficult to navigate. But even in the difficulty, you're still encouraged because this is in your best interest. Like you're being supported. I'm also hearing the word calm. If you could try to take steps every day or even takes moments, it's like this routine way of showing up. For some of you guys, I'm seeing like a worry stone or a worry palm, like a worry stone in your palm that you rub. And every time you feel the weight of the stone in your pocket, it's a reminder to tell yourself, I am safe. It's a reminder to tell yourself, this is going to work out. I deserve more. I am receiving. I am ready to receive. Like constantly pouring into the root chakra and pouring. And the reason why the root is because the root feels like it's getting triggered here. And because the root is getting triggered, your sense of security, foundation, stability, support, it's making your mind start to whirl, because the foundation, the home, the support system, your safety net is getting rocked a little bit in some way. So we want to calm that down. We want to find different ways to continue to show up and calm the mind. It makes sense that you would feel fear anytime when you are about to step foot into new uncharted territory, or start over fresh again in some aspect of your life, or have to speak up and step into this new version of yourself that you are not fully accustomed to yet. There is some uncomfortable energy that comes with that. That's normal. I just had that conversation with a friend this morning. It's normal to feel a little nervous. Let's go ahead and shuffle and pull on this a little further. Let's go a little deeper. Devotion. This card was reversed. It's interesting, I'm seeing the sheep and I'm seeing someone shearing the sheep. So the sheep does what it does. It naturally gives wool. If there's a reciprocity that has to happen, if you have ever seen a sheep that has gone without getting its wool sheared, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, that sheep becomes very, very uncomfortable. This means that in relationships and work, there has to be a reciprocation. There has to be like, I rely on you, you rely on me. If not, we're both going to be uncomfortable. If you are constantly shearing the sheep and the sheep can't get the wool to grow, it's going to be very, very uncomfortable. You're abusing the sheep at that point. If you don't shear the sheep, then the sheep can't move. So someone here, you have to look at where it is that you stand with what it is that you naturally give, what it is that you naturally offer. Are you being tended to in a way that reflects devotion to you and your well-being? Or are you in a space where you're looked at for like a cash cow? Are you being looked at as, I just want to hold on to this because of what you offer me. I want this because this makes my life more convenient. You have to kind of look at someone's quote unquote devotion to you, or how they're expecting you to be devoted to them, but they're not reciprocating. They're not doing they're not returning the favor to make sure that you're good too. The devotion card was reversed. Turtle card, satisfaction. I love that the satisfaction card is showing up with the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. So in the meantime, while you are maybe experiencing some anxiety, try to ground yourself. We do have the full moon that's happening again July 10th in the sign of Capricorn. We also have Saturn retrograde and Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini. The energies are going to shift, and they're going to shift great. This is a promise to you that you are not the only one whose ground is falling underneath them. This is normal at this time. With that being said, you have everything that you need carried on your person right now. Your resources, everything that you could ever ask for will be provided for. Your basic needs, your basic emotional needs will be met and fulfilled. There will be a sense of satisfaction and grounding and gratitude that you can authentically express, because you're going to feel the universe carrying you on their back. So I love that this card is showing up for you, but if you can, find ways multiple times a day to ground yourself and find appreciation for what's around you in the moment. For me, I go out in my garden. You guys should see the watermelons that I'm growing right now. I tend to my roses. I feed the birds. I go for walks. These are things that nourish me, that I can do for free 99. And they remind me that my world is okay. Everything is okay. And if it's not, there's help. I can ask for help. So, someone here, and that's a privilege. I want to say that too. That is a privilege that I feel that way. But that is your message for this week. The time that you're receiving this is, it's important for you to feel that sense of satisfaction, especially when you are facing fear and fear of the unknown, walking into the unknown. This card right here. Communication. Yeah, the rooster here. Someone here needs to really stand tall and be brave and speak out and speak up. Even if people find it offensive, even if people find it annoying. This is your life. This is how you feel. These are your needs. This is important. just as much as everyone else's needs are important to them. So should your needs not be met, if that cannot be found, then you have to have the confidence, the bravery, and sometimes the bravado to puff your chest up in your feathers and walk proudly. I used to have this rooster Cobweb. Oh my gosh, you couldn't tell him nothing. He used to chase everybody in the backyard. He was so tiny. Fluffy. Mistakes. Did I say fluffy? Yeah, he was so fluffy. Self-acceptance and mistakes. This is you, despair. Yeah, someone here is really despairing, anxious. You got the 2 anxiety cards. Someone here might be afraid to make a mistake here. And you know when they say like mistakes are just proof that you're trying? I also feel like there's no such thing as making a mistake. I may need to go soon because my baby needs me. Let's see how he handles it. Sorry guys, this is real life here. Mama first. Just making sure. Okay, she's fine. Yeah, with mistakes and despair, sometimes you just want things to work out that you're just like, oh my God. Or like, how do I know that I'm not making the biggest mistake of my life? You know, that like, it's okay. Like they're not even like mistakes. Like that's what I realized. And I'm a Virgo, guys, triple Virgo here. So I am all about the perfectionism. I'm hypercritical of others and my work and everything, myself, all of it. I've learned to fall in love with the imperfection. And I've also learned to stand confident in myself and my ability to empower myself daily to know that every decision that I made, I've already done my research, I scanned, and it was the right thing for me in the moment. And any type of repercussions, I had the power to address it and handle it and deal with it accordingly. I tell myself that as many times as I need to, and it's become my voice, my inner voice. It helps to propel my decisions. Are there moments where I don't say second guess myself, but I need to remind myself of that? Absolutely. Especially when it comes to breaking things down and rebuilding, starting new chapters, watching myself evolve and grow in different directions. Absolutely. But that's an integral part of being a human being and giving myself the space to grow because I should be able to. I'm allowed that. That's normal. That's inherent. Give yourself that too, guys. Give yourself that energy too. What else do we have here? I'm hearing if I've got me, then I'm good. Stability, focus. Yeah, someone here is going to be focusing on, gratitude. Yep. You're going to be stabilizing yourself. You're going to be finding something else to root yourself into, something else to focus on. Try not to focus on things spiraling right now. If they are spiraling, shrapnel, that's what I'm seeing and hearing is like shrapnel. Is that a word? It's like the little shards that kind of like fly off. You might be seeing that in your life, but try not to focus on that. You're being protected from that energy. So you are invited to relax, to express gratitude, to find appreciation for the fact that the universe is looking out for you and wants you to be good. You will be good. It will be okay. You will be stable. Doesn't feel like it. But you also have the turtle card, which is a huge totem of stability. And forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Be true to yourself. What are your needs? Sometimes the good is hidden. I love that. Yes. Okay. Sometimes the good is hidden. Is there any? I feel like I'm like missing a card here. Oh, I am. This one. Wow. Look, growth and destruction. Yep. Growth and destruction. All right, let me read this to you because I feel like you guys have a lot of anxiety here and I feel like this is going to support you. So here, sit back, pause the video, get a cup of coffee if you need to. All right. And then let me pour into your spirit right now. Allow yourself to receive. You ready? Are you ready, honey? Are you ready? You have your cup of coffee? You're drinking tea? You drinking water? Okay. Each stage of your growth has different meanings and properties. Just like this shaggy ink cap, you go through many stages over and over again. Just like the earth has its seasons, every cycle has a purpose and needs to be worked with, not against. At what stage of your evolutionary growth are you? Can you recognize if it's a growth or a destructive cycle, or both? The shaggy ink cap has both, and both are necessary. When you look at a destructive cycle within yourself, do you try to push it away because you think it's bad? Or do you try to learn from it because it's a necessary part of growing up or learning a lesson? Not everything is bad when it is destructive, and not everything that is growth is a good thing. That part right there. When something grows or is destroyed, it must be a sustainable process or there is no balance. What can you keep in check before it grows out of hand? Grows out of control. The key here is about finding balance within both the destructive and the growth cycles. Remember that not everything destructive is bad and not everything that grows is good, and vice versa. Everything has its place and purpose. Our job is to learn and grow from everything and everyone in our lives. What can you learn from this experience? A special card indeed, with many questions to ponder. So, if you need a little additional support through this moment and time in your life, I extend the welcome and the invite to join BehatiLove Notes. I shuffle and pull for that collective daily. Until then, thank you guys so much for allowing me to connect with your energy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.